Hi everybody and welcome back to Hex Token. So in this video we're going to look at the top three crypto investments for 2022. That's the top three crypto investments for 2022 and we're going to check them out of course, and that is Hex, Pulse Chain, which is Pulse, and of course Pulse Swap, which will actually have a final name. These three will be the best top three cryptos for 2022. And of course, we have the Pulse Chain, Pulse Swap sacrifice coming up before the end of the year. So pretty exciting opportunities for new investors. Pretty amazing. We're going to check it all out now. Let's go. So let's have a look at the existing Ethereum. We can see that Ethereum has the current Ethereum blockchain, and that's where all blocks in the blockchains, you have blocks, and within those blocks you have transactions, and that's where everyone transfers tokens to each other, and of course buys and sells and things like that. So pretty cool. Also includes NFT contracts as well. Right, and then on top of that, of course, is a Uniswap version 2. That's where you swap your tokens, and of course, that's the largest decentralized exchange, at least up to recent times as well. So pretty amazing, and it's peer-to-peer. So you transfer peer-to-peer through a automatic market maker. So pretty cool price discovery through that. And of course, Uniswap has their own token, Uniswap token, and of course that was airdropped to a lot of early adopters, including people in the Hex community, which made Uniswap popular to begin with. So pretty exciting opportunities there. And of course, when you're in a Uniswap pool, you end up if you actually provide funds in the pool, you earn a little bit of the fees, about 0.3% of all the fees in the year. So pretty nice rewards there just by putting the funds in there. Of course, when you put funds in pools, you do face impermanent losses or gains. So that's a concept you must be aware of, but like capital gains or losses. So some of the terminology. So Hex, or eHex as it will be known, is on the Ethereum blockchain. That's existing. That's been running for 2 years now, and of course that's going strong with a huge community and the hundreds of thousands. So pretty exciting. Actually heading up towards 400,000 wallets. So amazing community growing there. 2022, of course, looks like the year of mass adoption or virality for Hex. So that's something to take into account as well. Then, of course, we have ETH, which is the used for the fees on the Ethereum blockchain. And of course, that's been extremely expensive. And also, you can have failed transactions, which is very costly. And that has made it very difficult for retail investors to be able to use it efficiently. And of course, a lot of projects have been sunk as well because the fees are just too high as well. So all ERC20s, of course, are on there, as well as obviously I haven't got NFTs here, but the 721 contracts is there too. And of course, all ERC20s are on the Ethereum blockchains, which is at the bottom top here. So there's this is the coin for Ethereum, and of course these are tokens as well on top of the Ethereum blockchain, and you swap them through Uniswap version 2, and of course there's version 3 out now as well. So pretty cool. Obviously, with a Pulse chain coming up and expected to launch in January, you need a bridge. So a bridge is in play. And of course, if you haven't seen Maddie Allen's live stream, I'll try and leave the link to that. You can see a discussion with the developer of that bridge. And that's able to bridge between one chain and another chain. So that's pretty awesome. Of course, is the new chain coming up is going to be a Pulse chain. And of course, that's going to be like ETH 2.0, but it's going to be here earlier and faster. So it's going to be super cheap fees, and it's going to get rid of the high ETH fees problem. And of course, it's going to be super fast as well. So 3-second blocks looks pretty exciting. All right, so the bridge is going to be able to bridge tokens between Ethereum and Pulse chain, so that looks pretty cool. And of course, we got Pulse chain itself, which is going to be super fast and super cheap. The sacrifice for that was back in July, ended up early August, and of course, there's been a mercy period since then, and that's been super successful. Demand has exceeded supply. People are still trying to sacrifice, and that's how much demand there is. And of course, the number of users has been very high. So huge demand, and the demand is a key aspect of success. Not only that, but the blockchain itself will be super fast and super cheap. So pretty awesome. Okay, so the Pulse chain, of course, is going to be a fork of Ethereum, but it's not going to be any ordinary fork. It's going to be the first in the world of a system state copy of Ethereum. So system state means it's going to copy all the ERC20 tokens over to the new chain, including the ERC20s, 721 NFTs. Of course, a Pulse swap, a Uniswap, a version 2, it's going to be a fork of Uniswap as well, so that's coming over as well. So that's going to be super exciting, and of course that opens up pools and swapping pools and pool fees and swapping ability to swap tokens on the Pulse chain. Pretty exciting. So then, of course, we've got a Pulse swap coming up, the sacrifice coming up before the end of the year. So there's a huge opportunity. So there's a huge opportunity to sacrifice for that and get some early tokens, as well as once Pulse chain launches, there's an opportunity to earn Pulse swap tokens through providing funds to the pools, and of course depositing your liquidity provider or LP tokens to get Pulse swap on after that too. So there's 2 ways of getting that. Pretty exciting. All right, so we're going to p-hex on this is where the biggest airdrop in history comes into play, because a system state copy first ever done is going to allow a copy of everybody's hex holders. Now, obviously, hex was the best performing chart in 2020 and 2021 for the most part, with a recent pullback recently in the last 2 months. All right, but that's just normal cycles, and the next high should be even more impressive. So that's p-hex, that's coming over. Pulse, of course, is going to be the equivalent of Ethereum on the Pulse chain. It's going to be used for fees, and of course, people sacrifice for that. So that's going to be deflationary compared to Ethereum, which has only just become kind of deflationary with the burning mechanism from the London fork. But Pulse is going to be deflationary from the start. It means that everybody that's sacrificed, it's only going to go down from there. So it's going to be super, super, super exciting. And yeah, looking forward to that. So it's going to be probably about 150 trillion Pulse points, Pulse tokens, including that is inclusive of liquidity provision for the pools. So pretty nice. So that's going to be, and also there's going to be burning of fees as well. So it's going to go down and down and down. Pretty nice. And then finally, we're going to have all PRC20s, which are going to be a copy of ERC20. So it's going to be the biggest airdrop in history. So what do you have here, folks? This is Richard Hart's minimum viable launch, which is coming up for early mid-January at this stage. And of course, you've got the biggest yield farming in history, Pulse swap, because it's going to be also accompanied by the biggest airdrop in history of all PRC20s. So going to copy all the ERC20s over. You're going to get double your tokens, and it's going to be on a layer 1 fork of Ethereum, which is going to be Pulse chain, but this time it's going to be super fast and super cheap. So you can see how it's superior in just about every mechanism. So you're going to have the biggest moves in history, and a lot of projects that were sunk or stopped on Ethereum because the fees were too high, especially if they use the S-load function for looping and their codes, then they're going to be super cheap and reactivated on Pulse chain. So you can see a lot of excitement is going to come here to first of all get the Pulse swap. Now, one big thing, of course, is that you've had Pancake Swap and Sushi Swap, which have also been forks with the Uniswap, and of course they've done 20 to 40x from the initial price through to the all-time highs, and you'll see pretty much it's a pretty easy 10x for this Pulse swap. So pretty exciting opportunities here, folks, as well, and that's why they are the top 3. So Pulse chain, Pulse swap, Pulse chain with the Pulse token, Pulse swap, of course, is number 2, and of course p-hex on the Pulse chain. So those are the 3 top crypto investments for 2022. Pretty outstanding. So let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Here is the Ethereum. Of course, you can do a trade on Ethereum. This is their swap pool on Uniswap version 2, and you can swap tokens, for example. That's pretty easy. There's also pools. You can provide funds for pools. Very cool. If you've got Uni tokens, you can vote as well. And of course, there's some charts there as well. You can connect your wallet up, etc. So very cool. Now, let's get back to Hex, of course, on the Ethereum will also be there. So the best way, of course, to get a copy of your everything that you've already got on existing on Ethereum will get copied over to the new Ethereum, new Pulse, which is Pulse chain. And of course, if you've got Hex, you're going to get Hex on the other side, which is p-hex. So a lot of people will be buying that for the Pulse swap sacrifice and sacrificing Hex, which makes less Hex on this chain, and also less Hex on this chain as it goes to what we call the Origin account, Origin wallet. So pretty exciting. Now, this hex.com, of course. This has been around for over 2 years, and it's led by, the founder is one of the most famous people in crypto, who's been in crypto since the beginning of Bitcoin, mining Bitcoin blocks. So pretty amazing. And here's the performance, of course, Hex versus Ethereum and Bitcoin. You can see how incredible it has been on a logarithmic scale, which is the best way to see that from the when it launched back in 2nd of December 2019. And of course, just up and up and up and up. So pretty amazing stuff. The best chart in crypto for at least 2 years. And of course, got a pullback at the moment, but you watch the next high. It's going to be pretty impressive. So pretty awesome stuff. And of course, Pulse Chain is going to be coming up, and that looks amazing. We looked at Pulse Chain here. So Pulse Chain here and pulsechain.com. It looks pretty amazing. It's going to be the biggest airdrop in history of ERC20s, and it's also going to include the NFT tokens as well. So pretty amazing. It's also going to remove pollution, because it's going to be proof of stake, not proof of work or waste, as a big part of Ethereum at the moment. So pretty amazing. It's also going to have zero inflation for the Pulse, and also 25% of the fees are going to be burnt to reduce circulating supply. So incredible. You can also stake your tokens, your Pulse tokens, with validators to earn a part of the fees. So pretty nice. It's quite a few ways of earning there. So pretty nice there. And of course, it's going to be super fast and super cheap. So pretty cool. Yeah, and as this says here, the launch of Pulse Chain is the largest airdrop in history, matched by, of course, Pulse Swap, which will be the largest yield farming in history, where you get equivalent to a Pulse Swap token, whatever the final name will be, just a placeholder name at the moment. That's going to be incredible. All right, so that's pretty cool. This is obviously the founder, Richard Hart, of course, is running this whole ecosystem. Richard Hart is a force for good in this world, and has pretty much raised the biggest donations for long life research. So about 25 million or so. I think it was 27 million, so it's a pretty big deal. And of course, Richard helps people in cryptocurrency by getting them to mint millions of dollars of free money exclusively for Bitcoin holders. Mint more money free, of course. Airdrops as well coming your way. So it's pretty exciting stuff. And of course, pretty amazing. Richard's also got a great call for calling the tops as well in crypto. So pretty amazing. And of course, it gives back a lot from the social point of view as well. So pretty exciting to have such a great founder as well. And that is the opportunity. The top 3 crypto investments for 2022 is going to be Pulse Chain with the Pulse token, Pulse Swap with its token for the biggest yield farming in history, and of course the biggest airdrop of tokens as well, which will be a system stake copy of Ethereum or the ERC20. So pretty amazing. A lot of people for strategies. So the last sacrifice at the moment, because the Pulse Chain sacrifice closed, pretty much is over, and the Pulse Swap one is opening up before the end of the year. So that's your next big opportunity to pick that up before it launches. And Pulse Chain expected to launch possibly early mid January, probably mid-January, given the way software is these days. And of course, there's going to be a bridge, so be able to bridge stuff over. It's going to be pretty neat as well. So exciting times ahead, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. If you're new to crypto, you have come to the right place at the right time. Pretty exciting. And of course, nothing in this video is investment advice. It's just infotainment. So please do your own due diligence, do your own research, and of course, ask questions. And that's pretty exciting. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and hit the bell for this video. And of course, leave your comments in the comment section. And yeah, if you want to become a member of this channel as well, hit the join button, become a member, because we'll be doing live streams soon, and you'll get extra perks in the live streams with cool little icons and emojis and things like that. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.